expand domestic exploration and drilling. I think this is part of the equation. There's other things. There are things I think we need to do immediately, and I think there are things we need to do near term and things we need to do longer term. And so we are taking action to expand. Here's some facts in here that are I think bearing on problems. Actually, the level of domestic drilling increased up until 2010. It actually increased. In the last year, it's dropped off by 16%. So that's got to be concerning. The thing on we absolutely want to be energy independent, and we can be. We're having trouble coming together. Your leaders are having trouble coming together right now, and it's really, to me, it's unsatisfactory. We got to find a way forward on this. There are those that, there are many different ways to get to energy independence. There's some that think that, oil and gas are going to be around for a long time. Let's just drill because we have significant reserves. And then there are some that think that renewables are a way to the future as well. And, I would tell you that we can do all of these things. And depending on who you are and what your particular business plan is, you should have a choice. For example, we have solar. We have farmers right now who are investing in the photovoltaic, the solar power, and it's helped them significantly. They're cutting their costs for their energy, which is one of their major impediments. So depending on, now for families, it's tougher right now because it can cost $20,000 to $25,000. Some families don't have that money until we can get I want everybody to know who's done this. There are tax incentives that you should take advantage of if you've done it or if you know somebody who's going to do it. But for some families, it's still beyond the reach for them to go to solar. But for farmers that use energy, and for some businesses, particularly with roofs that you can capture the solar power, I encourage them to do it. I have a part of our website where we have incentives for renewable power, and I encourage everyone to double-click on that and to try to learn more. Conservation and efficiencies. There's more that can be gained in there too, both in terms of the generation, but also the transmission in terms of what I think the next generation grid is going to do. But my point is that we ought to be able to find an agreement that recognizes in the near term that we're paying too much for gas, and too much for home heating fuel, and too much for electricity. So we do need to have access to our own sources right here in America. So what we did last week is we did leases. We did leases for offshore. We did stipulation on days for the administration to get back. Because actually, if you ask the Obama administration, are they opposed to domestic drilling, they'd say no. But the problem is they were taking too long to go through the permitting process. So they didn't get back to those that were applying. So what we're trying to do in one of the pieces of legislation is put a time period on it, so that the administration has to get back, yes or no. It doesn't tie their hands on when they say yes or no, but it says you need to get back. Within a period of time, you have to get back to those that are proposing it. So what I would tell you is that I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm trying to give voice to that down in Washington, D.C.